This is my third try at this video. I'm a little buzzed and I think I'm messing it up. But here we go. Be flexible in your thinking. Be ready to believe anything, but don't be naive. So this is really important. I think people are just not getting out of their comfort zones, and they're stuck in their own thinking, in their own ways. And it's really important in this time, especially, that we become open-minded, basically all the time. I mean, it's really important that we listen, pay attention, and start looking at things that we wouldn't normally look at, and things that we wouldn't normally throw ourselves into. I mean, you have to take the fear out of it, you have to take the judgment out of it, and you really have to jump in and not be afraid of what you're gonna find. This is really how we discover the best things in life, is we're not afraid of what we're going to find. We're not afraid of the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And the problem is that people these days are just so afraid. I mean, a lot of people aren't, but a lot of people, and I would say most people, are afraid of getting out of their comfort zones because they're afraid of what they're going to find. Oh, my favorite celebrity is this or that. Like, you don't want to think that my favorite person is actually a total like psycho and pedophile or whatever, or oh, this news channel that I've trusted, or this website that I've trusted, or these teachings that I've practiced for so long. And you don't want to see your whole world kind of crumble down and take away everything that you've believed in for whatever, a year or 5 years or 20 years. That's the problem, is we're just, we're creatures of habit, and we love it the way it is. And it's kind of like our lives, right? We don't want it to really change. But many of us know it's about to change in the biggest way we could ever imagine. And after a while, you just kind of, you become, your thinking becomes, adaptable to whatever situation it needs to adapt to. And you don't really hold on to anything like it's permanent. You don't hold on to things so tightly where, if ever you have to let go, you can't let go, right? That's the problem, is people just hold on to things so tightly, and when it should be time to let it go and move forward onto something new, onto something else, onto something further, right? Another level, the next level, the next level, the next level. Then they have a hard time letting go of it because they're just so attached to their beliefs and their thinking and their comfort. They're just so attached, and that's just the wrong way to go about it. So that's why I say be flexible in your thinking, be adaptable. Let go of any of those attachments that I mean, it's hard to even know what to let go of, because you're so attached to it that it's something that's become a part of you or whatever, right? You don't even know what you should let go of, really, right? Like certain people, they think, the government is so great or whatever, and they don't lie to you, and news doesn't lie to you, and Bill Gates wouldn't lie to you, and they wouldn't do so many things to hurt us and whatever. Like, no way. There's no way. And I mean, this thinking for a lot of people has been this way for so many years, like decades. So of course, how could they let go of that? But it is an attachment. You have to make everything not be an attachment. Everything is you know, disposable. I mean, all thoughts, all beliefs can are disposable. All beliefs are, you know, they should just be considered temporary, and you can hold on to them and appreciate them a little bit. I mean, you can appreciate them a lot. You can, you know, do whatever you want with them, but you really should try to keep a light um, handle on them, like a light, uh, just keep it light, keep it temporary, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I know it sounds funny to keep a belief temporarily, but uh it doesn't mean that there's less value in those beliefs that you have. They can have a bigger impact than anything else you've ever believed in, right? But just the fact that you go into everything knowing that it could change at any moment, there's nothing wrong with that. You have to be flexible, you have to be adaptable. Otherwise, you're going to hit roadblocks that you're not going to let yourself get past. You're going to stand in your own way. That's just what happens. That's just how we are. We're creatures of habits. And we just love holding on to things because it makes us feel safe. It makes us feel comfortable. It makes us feel like, routinely, like it makes us feel like you know, we can be predictable and we can be reliable. We don't, we love to be, you know, um, stable, right? We love to find stability in our lives and find balance and all that. And when something works, you want to keep it going. And that's just fine. You can keep it going, but you really should allow your thinking to stay flexible and to stay adaptable, to stay open at all times. And then if you need to change your thoughts and change your ways, then you have to do it. It's just something we have to do. So it's like just change. It's You have to be willing to change if you need to. And people have just such a hard time changing. It's really the same thing though. Changing your way of thinking and just changing your habits and all that. It's really the same thing. So really this video should be called changing. But I'll keep it what I said at the beginning. Um but really it's really just important to allow yourself to do what's necessary to get to the next level with your learning. And if you're not going to allow yourself to think differently when you need to, then you're going to stay in one place. And that's not really great, and you might feel safe with what you're doing, and you might feel comfortable, and you might feel happy, and that's all fine. But the end goal really in all this is to get closer to God. I mean, if you understand God, then you understand that the end goal is to return to God, return to heaven, and be in, your heavenly body and your real, spirit form, and to just go back home. And if you want to go there, you really need to push yourself in this life. That's the whole point of this life. And that's going to be one of my next videos. I'm really excited for it. But it's really important to reach that end goal. Everything is for that end goal. And in order to get there, you need to push yourself. You need to challenge yourself. You can't stay in one place. You can be stable as much as you want. You can have, routines, and you can be, dependable and reliable, and, rely on yourself, and, have your own, predictable life that is comfortable, and and all that. But if you're not pushing yourself at the same time, and if you're not changing and allowing yourself to change, then you're not going to reach that end goal. And I'm sorry to say that you may not go back to heaven. And heaven and hell, I mean, that's not something everybody understands, but it is very real. And you can go on one of my other videos, I talk about that, and why that is and how that is. But you don't really want to keep yourself from reaching your goals in this life, because that's really what we're here to do. um, and if you stand in your own way, then you're really gonna fail at your mission. um, your mission really is to keep changing to the point where you discover who you are, and keep learning, keep changing, keep adapting, and keep, you know, being open minded so you can receive more information about yourself and about this world, about other people, about God, and about our angel family, all of that stuff. It's really important. It's everything that we are and everything that we need to be. It's change. It's learning. It's truth. So it really starts with you. And I would just really encourage you to be open minded and not to shut anything out until you've really explored it, and never even shut that door after you've explored it, because it may open again later. So don't shut the door on anything or anybody, but I mean mostly anything. You'll learn things from people, right? But it's what they say and what they talk about that you should always be open minded with. And don't don't be afraid of information. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid of what's next. Don't be afraid of the next level, and the next level after that, and the next level after that, because it's all beautiful. But we must be brave. We must be brave, and we must be flexible. It's very important. So I guess I've babbled on long enough, so I'll leave it at that. Talk to you guys later.